Very good morning and welcome to Drammen in Norway for the final World Cup race before the World Championships. And this 15-kilometer classic examination just underway as you see one of the Kazakh racers, Yatskaya, with a time of 5:31.3 up the first climb. Well, this is a 10-kilometer race, 2 loops round a 5-kilometer course. And as you'll see as this race unfolds here, this is very much a new course here for Drammen. It's actually a course that's been developed over or off one of the leisure trails. And that's what really makes this quite interesting and attractive here. Only about 7 or 8 minutes from the center of Drammen. As you see some of the early competitors now beginning to find their rhythm as they go up this first climb. It's a climb that takes them some 2,750 meters, and it's quite a steady climb, followed by a nice smooth downhill, and then actually a rather straightforward run in towards the stadium before going out on the second 5-kilometer loop. 70 competitors from 19 countries, and actually well attended here. 8 of the top 10 in the Wiesbaden World Cup rankings, all involved in today's competition. And the red group, the favoured athletes, yet to start. And in fact, the first of those wearing bib number 44, that's Aurore Jean of France, and due to start at 37 minutes past whatever hour your time is, wherever you are in Eurosport land at the moment. This is Anastasia Slonova representing Kazakhstan. A lot of the Kazakh racers, of course, having been involved in competition in Almaty in the Asian Winter Games with a mixture of success. They won the team sprint, and also in the medals, Elena Kolomina, who's yet to start with a silver medal over 15 kilometers classic. The Japanese also pretty good, Ishida and Natsumi, who both got medals. Natsumi, who wears bib number 11, and she's the Asian Winter Games classic sprint champion for 2011. And you can see here she is, Natsumi, in your picture now, some 12 seconds behind Yatskaya. Very early stages though at the moment. And a really good crowd for Drammen. Drammen, of course, which traditionally actually hosts the classic sprint in the center of the city in March, but of course having reorganized its races because of the World Championships upcoming in Oslo. So once again, welcome to Drammen in Norway on a very still Saturday afternoon as it is now. The competitors, some 70 of them from no less than 19 countries involved, and very interesting to see particularly how some of the principals have progressed after their preparations for the World Championships. A lot of the big names have been at places like Sizer Arm at altitude, and usually when you've been at altitude, the benefit will take you through the fortnight of the World Championships, but we'll see whether some look very strong or if some have mistimed it and look perhaps absolutely tired. This is Aratola for Switzerland, and you can see Yatskaya still with the fastest time up the first part of the climb. The climb continues from here for the best part of another kilometer, in fact. And now this is Martine Hagen representing Norway, teenager, just 19 years of age, has come here from the Junior World Championships in Otterberg, where she got a very good silver medal over 10 kilometers in the pursuit, and was also fourth in the 5-kilometer freestyle race. So some future promise here for future championships, maybe, who knows, Sochi in 2014 for the Winter Olympics or beyond that. And Haga coming up here. Yatskaya, the fastest time you can see there. And Hagen in second fastest, 3.6 seconds about off the pace from Yatsgaard. Then Sadie Bjornsson. Now this is Ragnhild Haga. Now Ragnhild, a year older than Martin Haga, or Hagen, not to confuse the two. And Ragnhild Haga goes into the lead, a second and a little bit ahead of Yatsgaard. Then Hagen of Norway into third place, ahead of the American Sadie Bjornsson in fourth place at the moment. But the red group still some minutes before we get to them and they start this race. Another of the youngsters from the Norwegian school, 20-year-old Tuva Steva, was in the Junior World Championships last year in Hinterzarten, got a bronze medal in the pursuit, and top 15, or top 20 in the 5-kilometer classic race. So this is the new young reservoir of talent for Norway. Interesting to see how over the coming years they progress, whether they can take the places of the likes, of course, of Marit Bjoergen, who is in today's race, along with Justyna Kowalczyk, just to re-emphasize that the stars are here. Kowalczyk, as World Cup leader, will be last to start. Marit Bjoergen just before her. And then we've got Mariana Longa, Teresa Johaug. Interesting, the new Chinese year, the year of the rabbit. Well, those of you who know Teresa Johaug, she has a little nickname related to the rabbit. Is this going to be her season? Charlotte Kalla back in competition as well after sickness. Aino Kaisa Saarinen for Finland involved, Petra Maric for Slovenia, and Krista Latenmäki for Finland, all of them top 10. Krista, who took the under-23 10-kilometer freestyle title. In picture, coming up here now, this is Sara Lindborg from Östersund, or was a moment ago. And getting very close to the start of the red group. You just saw there Kerttu Niskanen of Finland, who's had some quite reasonable results. Meanwhile, back to Svetlana Nikolaeva for Russia. Sara Lindborg, the new leader up the first part of the climb here. As I said, the climb, they go out, but after the checkpoint at 1,700 meters, you can see here that the climb goes on. And Nikolaeva into fifth place, about 12 seconds off the pace. And this is the lady who started today's race. This is Ella Berg Jumle. And already through the stadium, having completed the first 5 kilometers. Actually on time, a little bit behind Yatsgaard of Kazakhstan, who's making the early pace. Yatsgaard through the first 5 kilometers in 14:48. Yatsgaard wearing bib number 3, and here comes the very experienced Oksana. Oksana, who together with Elena Kolomina comes here as the new Asian Games team sprint champions. That was a freestyle effort, and Yatsgaard 4,000 meters to go. As I said, pretty experienced Yatsgaard. Yatsgaard, 32 years of age, but yet to achieve a World Cup podium. Katarina Smutner just about 9 seconds off the pace. And coming up here, this is Ivanova for Russia, mid-20s, and had a pretty good result in the classic sprint in Oberstdorf, part of the Tour de Ski when she was 5th there. That's her highest placing actually ever in a World Cup race. And just getting the transponders put on there. Marta Kristoffersen for Norway. And now Slind for the Norwegians from Oppdal. Been racing World Cup for about 3 seasons now, Astrid. And 14 seconds behind Sara Lindborg, who is the fastest at the moment up the climb. Jatska, the fastest through the stadium after 5 kilometers at the moment. Also the fastest up at 6 kilometers going out on the climb. Just one piece of news that's come in. Natalia Korostoleva of Russia not starting. And back to the front end here, Ella Berg-Jumle in picture just going through there. Ella from Oslo, quite experienced, in her 30s there, one of the national group, having the opportunity to race here. And now in picture, Malahova Shishkina for Kazakhstan. Third in the 15-kilometer Asian Winter Games classic race. Of course, the competition there in terms of strength in depth, nowhere near the sort of opposition that she's meeting today here. And Ingsmar Daughter there for Sweden coming up, and the quickest now up this first climb, and that's a decisive chunky advantage over Perju Moranen of Finland, 6 seconds. And Ingsmar Daughter really striding out here very positively from Östersund, this 25-year-old Swede who was top 10 in Kusamo in the 5-kilometer classic right at the beginning of the season. Just getting herself ready to go there, Nicole Fessel for Germany. And the red group really lining up now to get started. Just about to clip on there, Masako Ishida, who's had such a good Asian Games. She won the 15-kilometer classic race there. She also was the gold medalist over the 5-kilometer classic. So Ishida had a really good Asian Winter Games. Steffi Böhler up the hill here. Chasing the time of Ingsmar Daughter, but not quite as dynamic as Steffi Böhler. And you can see they're going to have quite a bit of time deficit, 20 seconds. That's not so easy to pull that sort of back. And remember, a lot of more proven racers to follow her. Really good turnout here, as you would expect in Drammen. Just to there, that's another little commune which you can see from the course. And Nidal now for Norway. Challenging, or trying to challenge Ingsmar Daughter. Nidal, who's had a little bit of form in the under-23 Worlds. Just recently, a silver medal in the 15 pursuit, a silver medal in the classic sprint final, and top 10 over 10 kilometers. So promising under-23 championships. And that picked up after last year's under-23s, getting medals this time around, improving from where she was a year earlier, where she was generally finishing in the top 10. 53 in picture, you just saw momentarily there, that's Maria Rydqvist. And Heidi Weng from Norway, another teenager. Heidi also in the Junior World Championships. You're looking at the 10-kilometer pursuit champion in your picture. So we're about to see some very seasoned athletes, the likes of Marit Bjoergen and Justyna Kowalczyk, but you're also at this particular moment seeing a lot of young athletes who aspire to represent Norway at the very highest level over the coming years, if not immediately, perhaps Sochi, perhaps even 2018, the Winter Olympics in a place yet to be decided. And now 6 kilometers on, and Jatska did have the advantage. Sara Lind